Good morning. Welcome to our discovery call. My name is Tom Matson, one of the founders of Get It Together, our local business masterminds. On the call is Alan Bach, one of our other founders. Alan, do you want to quickly say hi to the team before we get rolling?
Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate you taking the time. And I think you're going to find this half hour really informative about what Get It Together is and what it brings to the table for your business. So give a good listen. And if you have questions, we'll answer them at the end.
All right. So our focus today will be all about how we can help you 10x your business. In fact, we believe Get It Together is the fastest way to 10x your business. So let's jump right into that right now. We start with a quote from Zig Ziglar. You can have everything in life you want if you'll just help enough other people get what they want. This probably sums up masterminding as good as it's going to get. Here's our agenda for this half hour. We'll talk about quick introductions to some of our team, our big idea. Most of the time, we'll talk about our 8 pillars to 10x your business, our secret sauce, how it works, and your next steps. Then we'll open up for questions at the end. Our team is led by Alan. You just met Alan, our co-founder and CEO. My name is Tom Matson. I'm on the upper left there. Roberto Aurelio, our chief business coach. Mike Mucci, our business development manager, and Richard Larkin, one of our board of advisors and experienced business coach. We are the senior team at Get It Together. And if you decide to become a member or a chapter leader, you'll be dealing with the 5 of us over the next few years. What's our big idea? Well, for entrepreneurs that are sick and tired of the pay money first and hope their approach works, we present something called results in advance. Unlike traditional business networking groups, this approach allows you to profit first before you commit to monthly dues. And we believe this will change the way business masterminding is done across the globe. We call it the fastest way to 10x your business. So when we say that, we want to first set the stage as to what we mean by X. What does X mean in this context? Perhaps we know it could be profit, could be sales, but it could also be confidence, fitness, revenue, energy level, profits, reputation, wealth, which is different than profits. This is the ongoing wealth, capabilities, free time, clients, passive income, and relationships. These are some of the things that we put under X. What I'd like you to do if you're watching this live now or listening to this recording is pick out 2 or 3 of these that if you were to 10X your business would be helpful to you. So would you want more fitness? Would you want more energy? Would you want more free time? Would you want more passive income? These are all things that we think make up the 10X. So maybe you're going to triple your passive income and triple your free time. That would be 9X combined, right? Or maybe you're going to double your wealth and quadruple your profits. That would be 8X right there. So those are the things for you to think about when we talk about that. So now let's talk about the 8 pillars of how we 10X your business. The first one I learned from Michael Gerber when I was an E-Myth mastery coach with Michael, one of the largest entrepreneur coaching organizations in the world. And Michael taught me the concept of working on your business, not in it. You may have heard this phrase before, but what does it mean? Well, for example, if you're going to a networking meeting and you're getting some leads, maybe it's a BNI or a LATIP or a Chamber of Commerce, and you're meeting people and getting some leads, you're working in your business. You're working on getting some leads. Nothing wrong with that. But now think about a way to leverage that. We would recommend that you create what we call lead generation machines. Lead generation machines, once you set them up, they're generating leads for you on an ongoing basis. In fact, we just did a mailing to our tribe, our extended email list, a few minutes before this meeting started. 44,000 people got a message, and it automatically tracks the stats, and I saw that 378 people had already read the message, and 6 had clicked on a link that was in that particular message early on in the process. But we've created a system now where every time we mail the 44,000 or so people that are on our list, 1,000 to 1,500 people will respond to something that's on there. And in our case, we're always adding high value content. And so our focus is on sharing more high value content. So we've created a lead generation machine of our own with our internal list. We encourage you to do the same thing. And if you join a Get It Together mastermind program, we'll teach you not only how to do that, but specifically how to execute that and set up multiple lead generation machines as part of working on your business, not in it. The next piece is what we call leveraging time and money. Leveraging time and money. Strategic alliances are one of the best ways to leverage time and money because you're brainstorming and masterminding with each other. Another way to do that is when you get a bunch of people together and you brainstorm a way to solve a problem. That's what masterminding is all about. Our experience is only about 5% of the people listening to this video have done masterminding on an ongoing basis before. So most of you may have heard the word, but really have no idea what it's all about. It's about leveraging time and money. So if you are overworked and you need more time and you get a bunch of people together to brainstorm, how can I get this done without me doing it all? That's a way to leverage your time. If, on the other hand, you've got an ability to expand or grow, but you need some capital to pull it off, and you brainstorm some ideas on how to get more money to leverage that, that's a way to leverage your money. So masterminding is the core part of our concept, and it's all about leveraging those two things, time and money. It's actually leveraging a third thing, which is ideas. We'll talk about that in a moment too. Third up, creating versus consuming. This is really important. This is why our live meetings are so important, because you're separated out from the rest of the world, and you're in an environment where you're creating new things, new possibilities, rather than just going through the motions and consuming what happens in your business. Think about when you're in the most excited, the peak state of running your enterprise, you're almost always in this creation mode. People call it in the zone, right? You're having fun, you're laughing, you're creative, you're looking for possibilities rather than just going through the motions. And so what we do is we take time in our meetings to create that environment where you're in that mode. In fact, the 6 hours a month that you'll spend in a Get It Together chapter, we describe it as the most highest leverage 6 hours of your month, in part because you're in that creation space. You will find, by the way, that you'll come up with all kinds of other ideas separate and apart from whatever you're working on at that point in time. In fact, we developed a tracking sheet called the AIM sheet, and the I in AIM stands for insights, and you'll capture all your insights down during the meeting. There'll be all kinds of insights that come up that have nothing to do with the content you're working on, because when you're in that creative space, your subconscious mind is able to produce at a much, much higher level than your conscious mind, and it comes up with ideas all the time. So creating versus consuming, the third pillar in our 10X business strategy. The fourth is what we call building high trust relationships. Back to that networking example, when you go to a networking meeting and you meet people and you swap business cards, you know someone, but do you trust them? Well, no, not unless you're a fool. You've just met them, right? You've just met them in many cases. So what we do is we create an environment where you can build high trust relationships. Part of that is by them serving you. Going back to that Zig Ziglar quote, right? If they contribute and they help you, you're going to trust them a lot more. And guess what? The same thing happens in reverse. During the masterminds, if you're focusing on whoever's at the front of the room, whoever's on the spotlight, trying to help them, trying to serve them to the best of your ability, you will have a higher trust relationship back to you. That email I mentioned earlier that we sent out today to our tribe was about an event that I'm part of with 49 speakers around the world called the Dive Social Summits, the first ever social summit. And there are 49 so-called experts on their various topics around the world. I say so-called because I haven't met them all, but I've met some of them, and they definitely are experts in what they're doing. Their focus is on helping heart-centered entrepreneurs monetize their passion. Well, the cool part about Iona, who set this up, is that she's creating high-trust relationships with each and every one of the speakers and presenters. So when she endorses it to her list now, she's got the ability to say, yeah, you can trust this message from this person. And then on top of that, she's doing a free Google Hangout for every one of the speakers to share with her tribe. So it's a really cool way to build high trust relationships. We'll help you do the same thing. You want to build a high trust relationship with your tribe. You don't want just to have clients or customers. You want raving fans. And that comes from building high trust relationships. Next up is something we call open the floodgates. This is an advanced strategy. This is not something we'll teach you in the beginning, because frankly, you'll be overrun. You'll be overrun by the strategy if you do it too soon. But it is a powerful strategy. And when you're ready, when you've got your business that's scalable, when you can handle a 10 or 50, 100x growth, then opening the floodgates is the simplest way to accomplish that result. I learned this from a guy called Anurag Gupta. He runs a company called The Difference Engine. And he uses it to help companies that are doing 10 million a year to get them to a billion a year, and has a 100% success rate. Think about that. From 10 million to a billion, 100% success rate. Now, there are only two principles he uses for all these companies. One of them is open the floodgates. The other one, by the way, involves masterminding. So opening the floodgates is a really cool, it's an advanced strategy, and it is a much more than 10x strategy, but it allows you to literally open the floodgates of business when you're ready for it. Next up, strategic alliance summits. These are annual events that we do where we get people together and we leverage our time, energy, and ideas to do deals back and forth. Joint ventures, strategic alliances. We call them strategic alliances. They're like a joint venture on steroids. They're a triple win. You win, we win, and the clients win. That's what we look for in a good strategic alliance summit. In addition, in each of the live mastermind meetings, we actually work on joint ventures once a month on local chapter joint ventures and once a month on system-wide joint ventures through our strategic alliance mastermind session. Next up, building residual and passive income. One of the biggest lessons I learned the hard way in a 10-year venture with my previous business that ended up going public on the Toronto Stock Exchange. In fact, at one day before the before the holds were removed on my stock, I was worth $21 million on this new early stage IPO. It was very exciting. We put a new CEO in place, he ran the business, and 6 months later, he put it into receivership, and it was worthless. I lost it all. And but what I realized was over that 10-year journey, I didn't build residual or passive income. I had not only all my eggs in the basket, I had all my baskets in that one egg. And that is a mistake I will not make again. And neither will you if you join a Get It Together mastermind, because we'll help you build residual and passive income. How do we do that? By arranging for voluntary once-a-month outings we call the cash flow game. Robert Kiyosaki created it. It's kind of like Monopoly, but on steroids. And you can create triple win strategic alliances in practice by playing the cash flow game, and then learn who you'd want to actually build those same relationships with in the real world going forward. It's a very important part for every business person. And if you don't have passive income coming in, if you just have your business coming in, then you're vulnerable to the ups and downs of that business cycle. By building your passive income and your residual income, then you can actually make yourself super strong and have more life in the process. And the last pillar to our 10X business strategy is what we call the giver's gain mindset. Chances are you already have this, or you wouldn't have listened this far into the webinar, whether we're live now on our Tuesday call or you're listening to this recording. And that's because the giver's gain mindset is all about how can I serve you? How can I help you rather than what can I get out of this situation? Masterminding at its heart is all about serving others. And if you do that well, you will get a lot back in return, but that's not the reason to do it. The reason to do it is to serve the other person. And if that resonates with you, you're probably a great fit for a Get It Together chapter. And if you think that's like crazy hocus pocus, then it's probably not a good fit and you should uninvite yourself right now. So that's our 10X strategies, our 8 pillars to 10Xing your business. So let's talk now briefly about our secret sauce. We have 3 parts to our secret sauce. You'll see our personal business coaches on the screen, Jay Abraham and Rich Sheffrin, 2 of the brightest minds in marketing. Jay stopped tracking his results from his clients at $8 billion in increased sales. One of the brightest men I know in marketing anywhere on the planet. And Rich Sheffrin is considered by many to be the founder of internet marketing. Rich trained people like Jeff Walker and Ryan Dice and One Shopping Cart and a whole bunch of others, and created $1 million enterprises, helped them create their own $1 million enterprises by leveraging the internet to market their information, products, goods, and services. They're our personal business coaches, and we're really excited to have them part of our team. The next part of our secret sauce is our content library with over $2 million worth of actionable business content strategies, 224 modules to be specific. And as a member of a Get It Together chapter, you get access to all of them. So if you want expertise in any given area, we have a tool that you can use to help master that particular part of your business. And by the way, so can your team. Whether it's an extended VA or outsourcing person or someone on your staff, you can give them access to these modules as well. And the third part is our plans for massive expansion in 2015. We're taking our concept globally right now. We have chapters under development in 3 continents and 5 countries. And we're very excited about that and look forward to taking our brand globally. What does that mean to you? That means you'll have an opportunity to market your special sauce, your goods and services to those chapters and the members in those chapters globally. So how does this work? Well, the live chapters meet twice a month from 9 a.m. until noon local time, typically on a Tuesday or a Thursday. The online Get It Together chapter meets 3 times a month for 90 minutes in a time zone that works depending on whether you're in North America, Europe, or Australia, Asia. At the core is masterminding all the way through this, and you get a success partner to help build accountability and speed up results through the process. The live chapters have 3 separate masterminding sessions in every meeting. Brainstorming new ideas or solving problems, brainstorming execution of those ideas to guarantee they actually get accomplished and not just sit there as a good idea, and brainstorming the joint ventures or strategic alliances, which I talked about before. In addition, the live chapters have category exclusivity and a veto on any new members coming into that small live chapter event. You want to make sure they're a great fit. And so every single member has a veto over new members coming in. Your next steps, if you're interested, try it out for 2 months on us. We call it a 60-day test drive. And the whole goal is to prove it to yourself that this works. There's no financial obligation. It's either a fit or it's not. If you love it, then you continue on. The monthly fees are set by your chapter leader, and they'll range anywhere from $197 to $397 a month typically. The online chapters are $97 a month. So to apply, you go to getittogether.com/60-day test drive, or ask us for the link and we'll send it to you as well. You complete your application with 3 character references, and then your chapter leader will be in touch to either confirm your acceptance or explain why it didn't work, but more than likely to confirm your acceptance and discuss the launch dates for the chapter in your area. And then, of course, you'll be invited to spread the word and invite other people to this call so they can learn about joining either your mastermind or other ones in their area. And we're going to wrap up today before the Q&A with another quote, just a reminder actually from Zig Ziglar. You can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want. Thanks for taking the time.